how's it going? Today I'm going to take a look at a Husqvarna 41 here. Um, Main complaint is it will not start. So we're going to dig into it today and take a look at what we find. Alright, so I just drained the fuel out, and the fuel filter was off the fuel line, so I reconnected that. The fuel had a little bit of sawdust and dirt in there, so my guess is it pulled in some dirt through the fuel line without the fuel filter there. So let's go ahead and take the carb apart. Let's get the fuel air filter off. Clean. The air filter looks pretty clean. I don't see a lot of dirt. A little bit of dirt on the inside here. All right, got the carb out. It's got to remember that this throttle arm goes there. That's what opens and closes the butterfly, and then that's your choke lever right there. So I want to dig into this carburetor and see what we find here. Just as I suspected, since the fuel filter fell off, enough dirt and grime was inside the carb in the fuel, plus probably coming through the air filter a little bit. We clogged up the fuel screen here. A lot of dirt. So we're going to get that cleaned out. I'll check the diaphragm on the other side, make sure that that's in good shape. I'll shoot some cleaner through all these ports here. We'll take this screen out and clean this. But that's 100% of the reason why this thing wouldn't start. We got some dirt here in the diaphragm side, so take a look underneath there. And feels pretty pliable, so I don't think I'm going to replace that. So there's your screen. I just blew through the inside to get it out a little bit easier. Just make sure you don't go shooting it across the room. So I'm going to clean this, spray through the carb, and put everything back together. I think I'm going to replace this fuel line. It doesn't look terrible. It's pretty pliable, but the other end where the fuel filter was kind of soft and cracking. The issue with this is it's a pain in the butt because you have to feed it through this tiny little hole in the inside, but it'll be worth it. So I'm going to do that next. When you're putting this gasket back together, the metering diaphragm, the gasket goes down, and then the diaphragm goes on top. Then your plate, make sure everything's clean, and then your 4 screws. Then we'll put our clean screen back in. Usually find it best to use like a flathead screwdriver once it's there. Tap it down. Alright, so now that the carb's back together, I'm going to set that aside for a minute. That filter that I just replaced didn't even stay on long enough. You can see the fuel line is cracking. So that's why I want to replace this fuel line. Now, when replacing this line is not easy, but usually what I do is I'll cut a little bit of an angle on my fuel line so that I have a better pinpoint, get down into the tank. And I like to kind of twist as I feed. Once I grab it, I can work it down. And now I can pull it out. So I want to have enough for the filter to sit on the bottom, because I have to cut the bottom off here, and then enough for the fuel line to wrap around the top of the carburetor and attach to the carburetor. So I'm going to cut this. Alright, got the new filter on, I attached it, and I'm going to pull up a little bit till that fuel filter is on the bottom. I'm going to put the fuel line on first. Alright, carburetor's on, fuel line's on. This retaining plate, a couple of Phillips head screws hold that down. There's a ground wire there, make sure that that's attached. Trigger goes back in for the throttle. It goes over there. Make sure it's opening, make sure that the choke is catching, and when you hit the throttle, the choke unleashes. Then the air box with these 10mm nuts. Don't tighten them too tight. It's only holding plastic down. They're snug. Fuel cover cap on and get some fuel. Okay, so that seemed to be the trick. Honestly, I think the main culprit was the fuel line split. The fuel filter fell off, and it just kept sucking up dirt and some grime in there. And yeah, clogged up the carburetor. Wouldn't start, wouldn't run. But looks like it's good to go. I'm just going to check the chain and then return it to the customer. Thanks for watching.